Hey, you guys, what's up? It's Mark Superbecker on YouTube. Here to talk about basically my opinion about today's WB compared to back in the Attitude Era. Well, I'm a big advocate for one of the most well-known, profound wrestling organizations or industries in history of sports, and I'm a big fan of the WB, but not as of late. They've been putting up some bad ratings with some of the lowest rating matches I've ever seen. Like WrestleMania 35, a couple like last week, not this past Sunday, but the following past Sunday. The only match that was appealing to me in the whole entire event was the Triple H versus Batista match. Okay, we saw the darker side of Triple H come out finally, and we never seen that Triple H come out in a long time since before Triple H was a full-time wrestler. Now, Triple H, in my opinion, is one of the most greatest. Is a future Hall of Famer. With the sense being that he's one of the greatest Attitude Era performers in the history of this business. Now, he was part of the reason why the Attitude Era was still active. It was still popping because you had your Stone Cold Steve Austin, you had The Rock, Kane, you had Mankind, Bret Hart, you had the Hart Foundation, you had The Rock, you had all those guys captivated the Attitude Era. But see, now with the guys we have now, these young guns, the younger than me, some of them are younger than me, coming in the business, and they're coming in at a good time. They're all in their early 20s, some of them late teens, and they're getting a good run. But the only thing that I don't really care for is the fact that they're coming in at a good time, and this helps the WWE viewership go up because some of these young guns are captivatingly interesting to watch. I stream live and I watch. And there's always something about the guys that are in NXT now. The way how they made it now is incredible. I'm a big fan of it, but there's only a few of them left. Like John Cena, one of the greatest of all time. He's like John Cena's the GOAT. He may get booed out of arenas and everything though, but But in my opinion, John Cena, there's no reason why John Cena should come back to professional wrestling. He's 42. He's still in good shape, but age is going to creep up on him because he's 42. Just like Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode's 43, still in good shape, and had an awesome career with TNA. Had an awesome career with TNA. Like AJ Styles. He's one of the greatest of all time. One of the greatest of all time. With the original TNA guys, like Eric Young, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe. You have Bobby Roode. All those guys from the original TNA originals. Start out in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. You had those guys. And these guys are just one of the greatest to watch in the ring. The greatest to watch in the ring. And I've seen a couple of their matches. Okay, what about you? And they're just awesome to watch. They're awesome to watch, and I've always admired professional wrestling, but even though it's fictitious, it's still fun to watch. I mean, it's expective as well. It's expective. So I know that's not a word, but I can say these words and make them relevant. But John Cena is one of the greatest, but he's slowing down. He's in my opinion, he should start focusing on just the movies instead of coming back, leaving again, coming back, leaving again, coming back, leaving again, coming back. It's just pointless. I mean, he's a part-time wrestler for a reason. He's part-time. Like good old Triple H. He'll be 50 this year. Still in good shape, but the age catches up with him. See, these older wrestlers that are between the ages of their late 30s, early mid 40s, they don't want to give up. They still act like they have a lot to prove. And for instance, my biggest one is Triple H. Triple H is 40, which makes me 50 this year. Still in good shape, still getting in the ring. I respect that. But my only thing is about that is basically he's doing limited moves. He's more of a brawler than he is anything else now. He's a brawler. He throws punches. He doesn't really do much slams because he's just starting to slow down. And in my opinion, this is because of the age, because of all the stuff that he used to do in his career. He's starting to slow down. He is one of the greatest of all time. I love watching him. I love watching his matches. That's why he's the greatest villain of the Attitude Era. One of the greatest villains, besides the Big Show, Edge, all those guys. But see, I grew up watching him. I grew up watching those guys grow up as a kid, watching those guys wrestle as a kid. I grew up watching them. Yeah, I just think it'd be a great time just to watch them guys blossom in their career. I mean, think about it. John Cena, 16-time WWE champion. 16-time. One of the greatest WWE champions of all time. Beating the likes of Randy Orton, Triple H. He's beaten everyone on that roster except for Brock Lesnar. Now, another one that complains and gripes and gets mad when things don't go his way. Lesnar's 42. Still in good shape. Still one of the most major destructive forces in the world of entertainment. There's a lot of people that are scared of him because he's such a big, gigantic dude. Morning. He's a big, gigantic dude. He's such a big, gigantic dude. He's just a big, gigantic dude. He's just a big, gigantic dude. He's a big guy. He's a big guy. He's such a big, gigantic dude. And people are scared of him. He's just incredibly, freakishly strong and powerful. He can hurt you. He can hurt you. He can hurt you. Well, obviously, hurting somebody is a major understatement. He can hurt somebody. But once he gets a hold of you, it's over. It's ball game. You ain't never go. No, it's ball game. It's ball game. ball game, and it's just see. You gotta remember something. You gotta remember something. Those guys captivated the Attitude Era, and they made it what it is. They made it what it is right now. And the Ruthless Aggression, in my opinion, is one of the greatest. Is one of the greatest of all time. Do I think Brock Lesnar is going to come back? He wants the Universal Championship. He wants the title. He wants something. He wants more. He does not want to walk away and. He does not want to walk away. He doesn't want to walk away and leave this all behind. No, he wants to keep going. That's why he's trying to go back to the UFC. He still has a contract with the UFC that expires at the end of this year. So they say. But we'll have to wait and see.